Chapter 64. Cinder woke with a chill. Her head was throbbing and every bone in her body ached. Her eyelids lifted and she looked up to see Steph sitting next to her. The lion dragons looked rather weary. She had a nasty scrape along the left side of her neck and shoulder for being slammed to the ground. Cinder groaned as she lifted her head. Cinder! Stella jumped in surprise at the black dragon's sudden movement. Thank the ancestors, you're awake! Not so loud, please. Cinder groaned as she was helped to her feet. My head hurts too much right now. Join the club. Cinder growled as he and Ember walked over to them. Where are we? Cinder asked as she pressed her hands against her temples, trying to soothe the pain. She closed her eyes and concentrated on overcoming the wooziness that threatened to topple her over at any moment. It's an injection of some sort, Flame sighed. Ember and I have been up for a few hours trying to find a way out. Any luck? Cinder opened one eye to see at the Fire Guardian. Take a wild guess. I didn't think so. Cinder sighed and sat on her hunches. As she continued to massage her temples, she scanned the room around them. There was something frighteningly familiar about it. They were not in a dungeon or a cell. Rather, a large chamber fit for several adult heavyweight dragons. Not bad for a prison, huh? Ember popped out, noticing the black dragon's expression. This is where I woke up after Leon catching me the first time, said muttered darkly. Really? The Cinder locked her eyes with Stella's. The feeling of recognition was growing stronger by the second. Stella nodded sternly, seeing her friend's expression harden. It wasn't in the same room exactly, but it was definitely similar. Cinder was on her feet in an instant, and nose to nose with the Lightning Guardian. Stella, I need you to do something. Can you remember what this place looked like when you escaped? I don't follow you, Stella squinted into Cinder's aquatic eyes. When you escaped from Leon, do you remember what this place looked like from the outside? Stella lowered her gaze and closed her eyes as she concentrated. She remembered the escape, but it was coming to her in a blur. She saw the black dragons charge her before she blasted a hole in the floor to escape. When she blew another hole in the wall, she heard the singing collapse behind her. She ran as fast as she could, down long hallways and staircases, looking for a way out with the swarm of black dragons closing in. After what had seemed like ages of running nowhere, she had found the entrance to the fortress, which had been guarded by a small pack of wolves. With their bursts of speed and lightning, Stella smashed through them into the open air, or night. The wolves staggered to their feet and howled furiously after her. The lightning dragons looked back over her shoulder at the black dragons spilling into the night from inside the enormous castle. A chill went down her spine and she stared at the gruesome towers around, which dark magic seemed to cluster. Eerie blue crystals could be seen scattered through the structures and lined the base of the floating island. The very memory now seemed to make her want to crawl into a hole and hide. Stella, Ember placed a paw on her friend's shoulder. Stella! Huh? Stella jolt out of her trance and stared the pink dragons in the eyes. Are you alright? Yeah. What do you ask? You were starting to look a little petrified there, Ember pointed out. The Lightning Guardian's scales had gone slightly pale, and her scales seemed to stand on end. It's just local here, nothing to worry about. Stella smiled, but then looked at Cinder. If I'm right, then we're in the same castle Leon was using as his fortress. A castle? Cinder's eyes widened and Stella nodded. Damn it! It's my old fortress! Cinder exclaimed, slamming a furious paw on the floor. Your fortress? Flame raised a suspicious brow. This place was mine when I was under the Dark Master's spell all those years ago. I had completely forgotten about this place. The black dragon's expression darkened even further. Though it would make sense that Malfoy would bring us here. Why? Because it's his territory? Ember asked distastefully. If you've never heard this saying before, the other dragons and anyone who encountered the Dark Master's general know human tactics and torture. Her voice trailed off. Basically, Malfoy is sending us a message. By coming here, Hope is supposed to die. And us along with it, Ember sighed. I'm assuming that's his plan. Cinder nodded. I'm certain he has Spyro at the top where the tallest spires are. That's where I had ignited when I captured him. Spyro's powers are probably being drained as we speak. So how do we get out? Flame sat down his hunches away for an answer. Ember and I tried to get out through the windows, bursting down the walls and even the front entrance. He jerked his head towards the giant double doors of the chamber. There seems to be some sort of restricting spell in this room keeping us here. How can you tell? Watch this. Flame growled and charged at the door. Flame, don't! Ember cried, but the Fire Guardian smashed through the doors with a comet dash. A split second later, bolts of dark energy crackled and shrieked. Flame hollered and was thrown back, nearly similar to Cinder. Flame! Ember was at his side in an instant, checking to see if he was alive. I'm alright. The red dragon smiled as Ember helped him back up. I think that was a little on the unnecessary side, Cinder groaned, but you have made your point. She let out an exasperated sigh and looked back as the doors began to repeat itself. I tried that 5 times and it just fixes itself each time I do. Flint grumbled as he watched the last splinters fall into place. So what do we do? So I turned to face the black dragoness. There's nothing we can do, Cinder sighed sadly. We have to be buzzed out from the outside, not the inside. So we're stuck here? Bert exclaimed. Unless Candace can get us out somehow, Flint sighed. Candace? Cinder looked around the chamber and found no sight of the Ice Guardian. Where is she? We don't know, Flint replied broodingly. She wasn't here when we woke up. We think she might have been taken to another part of the castle or something. Then that just leaves the question as to why, Cinder said and looked towards the door. We'll worry about that later, Cinder raised a paw. Let's just hope she can come through for us. A sudden rush of flood and cold drove Candace awake. The ice dragon coughed and sputtered, trying to get the dirty chill water off her nose and mouth. I think you've slept long enough, a gruff voice snarled. What? Who are you? Who's there? Why can't I see? Candace struggled to turn her head. Her back was to a wall and her front paws were chained together for her head. She dangled helplessly as she struggled against the aching pain that coursed through her body. Her wings were tied to her body with a rough, itchy rope. A chain attached to an iron ball was clamped around her tail, rendering her tail blade immobile. Candace squeaked in surprise when the line was yanked off her feet. Her vision blurred and she spent a couple minutes blinking, trying to focus her sight. Another splash of cold, mucky water hit her in the face, leaving her to spin and sputter yet again. As she coughed, she looked at Snarl's beady yellow eyes. The dragoness only received a blow across the face. Know your place, dragon, the elf growled. Candace glared at him as she turned back to face him with blood dripping from her mouth. The wolf smiled, showing his disgusting yellow teeth. I've waited quite a while for this. What's your game, mutt? Candace's span was promptly answered by Snarl grabbing her about the throat. The dragon coughed and choked as she felt the crushing pressure on her neck intensify. You know, I'm not going to kill you just yet, dragon, Snarl sneered, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to take any of your tongue. He paused to think for a moment. Though that would save me a lot of trouble with having to listen to you. He drew his dragon blade and pressed it against his cheek. Though, I suppose doing that now would take away from the fun of listening to you scream while I kill your mate. How dare you? Candace's head and her eyes turned white with frost. You have a loud nerve to open that wound. She hissed and snarled, bellowed, and staggered back, clutching at his face. The tiny ice particles stung in his eyes, worse than angry hornets in the attack. As he moved away from her, Candace's eyes grew wide in shock. Lying before in the middle of the room was a body, chained to the floor. The once brown yellow-green scales were covered in soot and ash, giving it a slightly charred appearance. Tremor? Candace's jaw hung open as she stared at the sight before her. She shook her head hard and stared again. She wasn't dreaming. Surprised? Snarl gave a forced chuckle. His eyes were red and watery from the pain of the stinging eyes. We found him lying at the bottom of the volcano. What did you do to him? Candace shouted, struggling to free herself of the chains that held her. I haven't so much as touched him. Snarl waved, ignorant of Dragon's efforts. You lie! You have my word, dragon. I haven't laid a single hair on him. He narrowed his eyes at her. But that's not going to be the case for very long. As soon as he wakes up, I'm going to kill him. He walked back to her and grabbed her muscle to his massive fist. And then I'll be sure to kill you in the most painful way imaginable. He thrust her head away and turned towards the door. The metal doors creaked as the guards opened them from the outside. Hey, get back here, you flea-bitten mongrel! Candace shouted furiously, but the sound of the iron doors drowned out her voice. The ice guardian sighed and let out a stream of frost that froze a thin layer of ice over the doors. She turned her eyes back to the dragon lying motionless in the room. Come on, Tremor, she pleaded silently. We don't have much time. Please, wake up.